What up, y'all? Conscious One coming at you. Oh boy, we got a controversial one to talk about now, guys. This is Dru Tube's Chosen One channel. I'm actually not gonna put this video on the link because, man, this one of those subjects, man, you get all the weirdos coming out of nowhere. So I don't, people, that I support, I don't want that kind of energy coming to their channel. I just want to be able to narrate it, talk about it a little bit, and that's it. Move on from it. In this video, I kind of felt like, it's almost like he was tiptoeing a little bit, and I understand completely because we're living in a world that everybody's so sensitive and emotional, and we trying to run a business, you got to be tiptoeing and worrying about people getting all emotional, but people are more emotional than ever. That I'm old enough that it didn't used to be a time like that. Men used to be men, women used to be women. Now men seem to want to be women and women seem to want to be men, and everybody's okay with it. And if you're not okay with it, guess what? You're the problem. Because I want men to act like men and women to act like women. Guess who's the problem? Me. That's why the Bible says, in the end, good will be called evil and evil will be called good. That's the time we're living in. Problem is, these go along, get along type of people, they can be fake because they don't know who you are. Just like I told y'all the other day, if they had a sign out, they needed tap dancers. You'll have 100 niggas lining up to tap dance. Forget about history, forget about what happened. To them, they don't care. They just go along. People just go along to get along. They really have no purpose. If you have to suck dick to make money, you'll have a bunch of dudes lining up to guess to do what? Well, yeah. I'm gonna try to be very. I don't want to be too vulgar, guys. But let's just go ahead and get into this. This is a subject that really I'm hesitating myself. I mean, because this thing really irks me, man. Because here I am in this blue state, and it's just full of it. Let's get to it.
Chosen Vessels, what's the deal? It's your main man, Dru Tube, and I'm back at you again with another video. I need each and every vessel to hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe. Shout out to the Galactic family,
GCVs, and of course, Dru Nation. Let's get right into it. Any man that does something on purpose to provoke another man may want to get a sex change or a pacifier. Let's get into it. Now, this video isn't to disrespect anybody.
That's kind of interesting too, because the word pacifier, people try to pacify you, and it all has to do with control. But you have dudes out here that want to pacify you. Why should you be a man and you trying to pacify another grown man? Why are you trying to? You got dudes that want to low-key chin check other dudes. Instead of saying, hey, I don't like that you do this, or I don't like that you do that, or why do you do this? They'll try to low-key pacify you. They'll low-key gaslight you. They'll low-key make insinuations. They'll low-key ignore you to see what pushes your buttons. These are things that I only associate like a woman would act if I was trying to sleep with her. If I was trying to get some noogie that night. Oh, but that's okay though, because that's a game that I don't mind playing with the woman. Oh, kiss my ass and you might get some noogie tonight. Yeah, that's cool if I'm doing that with a beautiful woman, but a dude treat me like this, like I'm not getting it. I'm not trying to go to Hershey Howard. I'm not trying to get any noogie from a dude. So why do I find people play these games? Dudes play other games with other dudes to try to pacify me, why are dudes trying to low-key control me and low-key push my buttons. Why would a man do that, a grown man, do that to another man? They've picked up the traits of women. That's why it's not good to sleep in the same bed as your woman every night. Some of y'all know before I told y'all, the pyramid has a king's and a queen's chamber. You're not supposed to sleep in the same bed as your wife every night, because sooner or later, you're going to be walking around talking about your back hurts. You're going to be on your period, because the woman, she's a vampire. Her energy is a vampire. And you guys can you shack up with your woman. That's a good excuse to be in a bed with your woman, but you can't be sleeping in the same bed as your woman every night. You're not supposed to. She sucks your energy. And it's the interesting thing too about me, you'll have dudes, swear to God, that I could be bisexual or gay because I don't have a wife or children at my age, but I'm questioning the dudes that do have wives. I'm questioning their sexuality, because to put up with the mess that I see some of these dudes put up with just to have a wife. I question dudes who married sexuality. I don't understand how you can give your power to a woman, because that's what you do when you sign that contract. A lot of married dudes hate on dudes like me, because I can be myself and they can't. But why be mad at me for? I wasn't there when you decided to give your power to a female to run your life. Your female decides which friends you have. Your female decides what you eat for dinner that night. You don't even have any choices. So when you come across a dude like me that do what the fuck you want to do, you just naturally jealous of that individual. But again, I don't associate men treating other men like this with masculinity. I don't even know if some of them know they doing it. When you low-key try to pacify another man, if you don't like something about a dude, tell him. Let's move on.
That's gone through anything, that's gotten any surgeries or anything like that. But for the sake of this video, I had to use that in the title just to emphasize my point. If you can go to another man as a man and talk to him and work out a situation, that's a beautiful thing. That's what we like to see, so
they're not trying to work. Dudes like this, they're not trying to work out the situation. These are games that women play, man. This back and forth stuff. Oh, and we just, we live in a society right now that everybody gets offended over every little thing. People just look for reasons to get offended. If you look for a reason to get offended by other people, you're gonna get offended every single time. That is an effeminate behavior. Gossiping, going behind back. I already said, man, if you over the age of 30, 35 years old, and you still being chatty about other men that you actually wish you could be like. I mean, like this brother say, you either effeminate, been effeminized, or you just plain still a grown-up child. And guess what, guys? It ain't about whether you had a father in the house or not. I actually figured out it's not about that. I know dudes who have fathers in the house, strong masculine figures, and they still out here acting effeminate and doing effeminate things. God, it's like a play. Well, we know that everything. I think the Bible says you have to bind the strong man. That's what they have doing. Most of this food out here and alcohol causes a lot of estrogen to be built up in a man. Now, I'll tell y'all one secret testosterone builder is boron, the mineral boron. I buy borax, the stuff you can use for laundry detergent. I did a video about this where I proved to y'all they was hiding borax in the store, but I know where it is. Fasting also can increase your testosterone. Now, I'm not saying that that's the problem, but we live in a society, they want everybody to be estrogenated, because if you bind a man, You have a useless society. I've said it before. The way that this country is right now, if a military came in and ravaged the women, you have a bunch of dudes that these women chose to be the man to marry. Well, actually not the man in their house, but they would sit back and watch. They wouldn't do nothing. It'd be the woman who'd be fighting. It'll be the woman. How many scenarios? I remember one time I forget where I was. I saw a woman changing a tire while the guy was just sitting there looking. I could not believe it. I don't remember where and it's been many other situations I have saw women doing manly things, and I'm just sitting there looking like, I cannot believe what I'm looking at right now. But I'm wrong, and I'm sexist for pointing this out. I don't even see how most of these women even like these dudes. I've said that before. Now, I've ran across a lot of women who wouldn't go out with a woman, who wouldn't go out with a man that demonstrates character and masculinity because they can't control them. They rather get the simp that they can control. The woman, she knows she's the weaker vessel. She knows she's a feminist. She knows that she's emotionally weak, that her emotions take control in times where you need to be using this. The woman knows that, but what does she do? Instead of going out and get the opposite of herself, she wants to find someone just like herself, weak like herself, emotional like herself. So she goes out and finds her a simp. Meanwhile, she's fantasizing about dudes like me.
Everybody that can go to someone and talk to someone, and anybody that will allow someone to talk to them, that's an amazing thing. That's a wonderful thing. That shows growth. That shows manhood. That shows respect. That shows character, integrity. It says a lot about you when somebody can come to you and talk to you and address a situation. But when people cannot come to you and talk to you and solve a problem, which is what men are supposed to do. Men are supposed to handle situations in such a way to where issues get resolved. Because if not, then you aren't acting, or you just aren't in general just being a man. Because masculinity is supposed to be the opposite of femininity. All right? Masculine is the opposite of feminine. Feminine is the opposite of masculine. And also, being grown and being an adult is supposed to be the opposite of being a child.
Yep.
If you are a grown man, you are not supposed to be acting like a child. You're supposed to put away childish things. If another man goes to talk to you like a man and you act like a man, that says a lot about those two men. Those two men are operating in their masculinity. They're operating in their masculine.
See what they do, they've made masculinity a joke. I often tell you guys how every time they give you a masculine figure, let's say somebody like a Michael Jordan, when he left, they start bringing all the fun boys in, you notice. Same thing with Mayweather. You cannot have a situation where you have outstanding black masculine type figures. I'm not, and maybe they really, behind the scenes, they not, but I'm just saying the image that they portray, they always got to bring the fun boy in after, that figure. Just like they do with the presidential office. They'll give you the village idiot, then they'll give you a person that's real smart, then they'll give you the village idiot. Y'all notice that it's been smart village idiot, smart village idiot, smart village idiot. They play the same game. Let me see.
Brain, and they're able to be upstanding men in society. I know that's kind of like a ghost term. That's like a ghost phrase, you know.
Yeah, see, they make mockery of manhood now. This is the signs that we live in a wicked place. To demonstrate masculinity and manhood, that's considered a joke now, because everybody's been programmed that masculinity is foolish. They show the man on commercials like always being stupid, while the wife can be walking through a store and they make it seem like the husband don't know a damn thing. And a lot of women play to this stuff. Whether their man is stupid or not, they want their man to. Most women want the man to be under their control these days. They don't want a man. This is why I'm single at my age. Y'all who look at my channel, some people will say, man, I wonder why he's single. Because this place is wicked. But I know a lot of women who would date me, guys. Don't get me wrong. But right now, I got such a divine calling that some people, women are feeling, a lot of people are feeling intimidated. Because they know if they get with a dude like me, they're going to have to step up to the plate and demonstrate a lot of accountability. And that's just something that a lot of women and a lot of people in general just don't want to do these days. Nobody wants to be accountable for anything. Everybody just wants to kind of low-key be evil. You know what I'm saying? Let me see.
Oh, an upstanding man in society. Ooh. That's very ghostly. Mm-hmm. You know, that's very prehistoric.
They think that's a joke now. They think they have made masculinity like the fool, like it's a joke now. If you just when you walk around displaying that, these people so brainwashed, they think you putting on airs. Because masculinity has been so demoralized in TV shows, everything. What about the Jordan meme? He took it personal. To me, that's an attack of masculinity. I remember, I think I was watching a Cosby Show episode. You know, it showed like manhood. Like, I give y'all an example. I had this thing, y'all know those things where you squeeze, I forget what they, vice grips. Guys, I be doing these like 150. Most guys can't even do 5. I said, oh, good God almighty. But I be challenging. I remember one time this dude got mad at me in the restaurant. I challenged him to a vice grip competition. This dude got so upset. I think the little friend he was with was his little boyfriend, because I couldn't understand how he got so upset just by me challenging him to a vice grip competition. Me, come on, man, a face like that, how can you just be ready to beat me? Of course, that would have been a big mistake, but, you know, how could you be so sensitive that easy? You understand what I'm saying? A real man is going to stand up to a challenge. If a dude challenge me, I'm either going to challenge him, or if I can't do it, I'm going to try to do it so I can beat him. I'm going to try to prove that I can do the same thing he do and better. I love challenges. But anyway, this episode of the Cosby Show, I can't remember what it was, like jousting. You like challenge. A man, you should want a challenge. You should want to strive to be the best at everything that you could possibly be. If a dude is the same size as me, and I say we're in a weight room, and he challenges me, I'm going to take that challenge every single time. Every single time. I love challenges. It makes me feel more like a man. Challenge. Competition, being competitive, that's manhood. That's why they got to make fun of Jordan now. They got to, because he was such a very strong sign of masculinity. Now they got to downplay that. Show Jordan crying, right? Oh, I took it personal. Now every time a man get mad, they're gonna be looking at you like, oh, I took it personal.
You know, that's something that, you know, we need more of. Okay, that's something that, I mean, me personally, but hey, it's just my opinion, and you can't really you can't force your ways on other people, and you should stay away from shoulds. All right, because you don't want to, you don't want to be a hypocrite. You don't want to be a narcissist or anything like that. And nobody's perfect. I understand that, but when it comes to being who you are as what you are, it's just some things that are expected and you should be able to expect without being a narcissist. If somebody is looking at society and be like, things should be like this, things should be like that, that, you know, that is, it may be that way, but you can't necessarily harp on that and try.
You should, what everybody, what we should be is we should be ourselves. But the problem is a lot of people don't know themselves. A lot of people are going, like I said, if sucking dick was a new way to, I can't forget the analogy. You know, if sucking, I got my analogy mixed up. You know, but I want to say if sucking dick became the next 9-to-5 job, guess what they'll be doing? They'll be sucking dick. You got people that don't stand on no. People don't stand on their square no more, man, and they can't stand on their square because they don't know who they are. People gotta group up. You know, oh, I want to like you, but I got to make sure so-and-so likes you too before I like you. I mean, people are acting like sociological. They have like sociological orgies. Like, I got to see how the group feels about you first before I like you. People don't stand on their square, man. They don't stand on their square. Just cowardly people. Like I say, you got a lot of dudes. They be trying to low-key pacify you. They be trying to push your buttons, trying to see what makes. Why would another man, grown-ass man, be trying to push another man's buttons? Or trying to figure him out? Once again, I expect that's something women do. That's the way you treat somebody who you trying to be under the covers with at night. Not a man or another man. I can't stand that shit, man. And I know everybody who pull that shit. I know everybody who pulling that shit. They probably think I don't know, but I know it's low key. It's low key faggotry, trying to pacify another man.
To force your way onto people, that's something that I understand. All right, I may feel something should be a certain way. I may have my opinion on how something should be, but if it's not, I have to accept it. And I have to move on. But when it comes down to people that are just trying to push another person's buttons, when it comes down to not being able to work out a situation, right? Because
people, if you have another man trying to push another man's buttons, why? I'm just trying to think, when have I ever done that, guys? You know, because we're not perfect. And I'm just trying to think, when's the last time I tried to put, guys, I don't play that game. I don't push other people's buttons, man. I don't sit up there and hover and low-key pacify people. The only person I'm trying to control is myself. If you want to control, first thing, if you want to control other people, learn how to control yourself. And if people mad at you because you got self-control over yourself, then you don't need to be around no motherfuckers anyway.
If you can go to another man as a man and be like, yo, bro, this, that, and the other. Oh, okay, cool. Let's work that out. That's what is supposed to happen. That's what's supposed to happen. All right, that's what should happen. If it doesn't happen, you know, it is what it is. But when it comes down to the point of somebody trying to provoke another person or to try to get like some type of energy rise out of another person, we know.
Guys, I'm an anointed person right now. Everybody's trying to come up, provoke me. It's something that I've accepted. It doesn't affect me though, because I know myself. I love myself. I know myself. But when like I said, I associate this type of stuff with women. When dudes do it, yeah, it ticks me off, because I'm like, why? How is this other adult man acting like this? I don't understand that kind of behavior. So you see another man up on his pedestal, and you're trying to provoke him to bring him down. Like, I don't associate that with manhood. I thought we all supposed to be men and help building each other up and teaching each other gifts that the other one don't have. There's a lot of things I don't know, guys, that I need to be taught by another man. So I'm gonna see another man do something better than me, and I'm just gonna say, I don't like him no more. So I'm just gonna provoke him because he has a skill, or he has a talent that I don't have. So I'm just gonna low key push his buttons. I only understand women act like that. But like I said, the roles have switched. Now women are being up front, and the men are acting like women. It's sick. Put those estrogen foods down. Any food that causes, man, I'm telling y'all, man, they probably spraying estrogen in the goddamn sky in the chemtrails.
There's energy vampires. We know there are people who are narcissistic, but when it comes down to a man that is condoning that type of behavior, or displaying that type of behavior, like, I'm going to do this because I know someone doesn't like it, and I know they're going to feel certain type of way.
No, that's not manhood, man. That's faggotry.
There's nothing that this person can do. Like, not to say there's nothing you can do about it, but it's like, you can't physically try to stop me from doing it.
That's faggotry. That's straight up faggotry.
Would, as a man, when you act in that type of behavior, it's just not masculine.
No.
We're about to get into it right now.
It sure isn't.
Why that's not masculine.
It sure
and
isn't.
Why you either need to do what I said in the title, and for the sake of the video, for the sake of the channel and things like that, I'm not going to keep harping on that. That's not what I need to harp on. The fact that I put it in the title is enough. But we're just, for the sake of this video and for the sake of, how things are, we're just going to say that.
I'm going to stop it right there, guys. I've said enough. We got to the point. But women, one thing that pisses me off about women are actually enabling their men to act like women. That's why, once again, the Bible says, don't give your power to a woman. These women these days, they don't want the man to be a man. They want the man to be a woman. They want to feel like they're equal. All this stuff about equality. The woman wants to feel like that the man is just as emotional as she is. I don't understand why women want men like that. I don't understand how these women even like these dudes. I'm telling y'all the truth, man. I'm telling y'all the truth. I don't even understand it. But like I said, women are enabling this type of behavior because, let's face it, a lot of men are going to act however what it takes to get inside those jeans. With the women, that's what the men are going to act like. So I blame the women too for enabling. They enable this type of behavior out of men. If women put their foot down and said, for now on, I'm not zipping down these jeans until I find a man that wants to be masculine, that wants to run the house, that wants to put me in my place when I need to be emotionally checked. If women not begging